Good afternoon, welcome to our new video about Photoshop. In the first video, after you were acquainted with the interface of the program, you saw some of the palettes. Then, you also saw what palettes you could manage. You can get to a palette in Photoshop via the Window tab. Click on the tab and a menu with all of the palettes that exist in Photoshop opens. By simply clicking on the option in the menu, the palette appears in the workspace. As an example, we will click on the History palette. Now, we click on Color. You then click on the palette, hold down the left mouse button, and move the palette to where you want. You can do this with any plateau. Now, let us show the Paragraph palette, and by holding the left mouse button, you can also move it. Palettes can also be grouped to make them easier to manage. Now, we will group the Color palette with the History palette by holding a click, and bringing the palettes closer to each other until a blue line appears at the junction point. Then, we release the click. Having grouped them by holding a further click, we can move them simultaneously. You can separate the palettes again by holding a click, as well as by holding a click to insert one into another window. Then your palettes will be in the new tabs of one window. You can also change the height and width with the palettes by placing your cursor on the edge of the palette until it turns into arrows and by holding the latter, dragging the mouse left, right or up, down. On the right side, there is the palette of Legere, which we can insert as a new tab the same way. If you want more of a palette to be displayed, just click on the X in the upper right corner of the palette, and it will disappear from the workspace. That is all we have prepared for this video.